we seeing a complete collapse in Colorado? I love that song. Unironically, I love that song.
Who doesn't? Monsters.
Psychos. Terrible people don't love Africa by Toto. Which is the best way to start this episode. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Weekend Whistle. I'm Chris. That's Maul. Dude, we're like less than a week away from, or no, we're about a week away from games in Italy, even though they're still not done. Brother, listen to this. They built a 25,000 seat arena in a month in a parking lot in Saudi Arabia for WWE, and it took 4+ years to build this arena in Italy for the Olympics, and it's not even done.
Look at what they do in Las Vegas for Formula One in 20 days.
And not only that, they tear the track down during the weekend.
Yeah, that's a public road during the day.
It's literally built on it's built on the Vegas Strip. Like, it's, bro,
get your shit together,
no
Italy.
Excuses. For real,
shit together.
Figure it out. Anywho, speaking of temporary setups and things that went up faster, we're recording this on the day of the Stadium Series between the Bruins and the Lightning.
Specifically 2 hours, 49 minutes, and 40 seconds before the start of the game.
Correct. Indeed. That game is taking place in Raymond James Stadium with a very pirate-heavy theme. We talked about that.
So cool.
Yeah, we talked about it on the podcast last week. It's such an awesome idea. Also, the Tampa Bay's jerseys are fire.
Dude, I really like what the Bruins did. I think their jerseys pop.
I don't know if I like the white as the predominant color of the stripe. I feel like if you reverse that, had the white and then the black as the predominant, it would probably look good. That's so much yellow. That's so much yellow.
But it's not as much yellow as the friggin' Pens alternate away jerseys.
That is
Have you seen
so
those?
Atrocious. Atrocious. Even as a Ducks fan, I feel like with the pants, there is too much orange. If they had made the pants black, I think it would have looked better.
Right.
But
this is set up to be a really cool game. I mean, we love the Stadium Series because it's just a really cool way to kind of showcase the NHL in areas and venues that hockey wouldn't normally go to, but it also shows the marvels of technology and being able to build an outdoor ice arena in 70-degree weather. You know, Chris and I were talking before we started recording today. One of the coolest things that they did when they were constructing the arena at Raymond James Stadium was they built like a temporary like igloo over it with like one of those fancy party tents, and they built that over the arena so they could keep that climate controlled. And they didn't have to worry about the rest of it. And then obviously today is game day, so they're tearing it down and getting it all set up and stuff. And they have the tractor trailers with the refrigeration units. But it's just such a cool modern marvel of what we can do with technology.
And not only that, but to be proactive when you're setting up and especially building a temporary rink, that's the hardest part, right?
Yeah.
Like mastering that, and they've shown obviously that they can make this happen kind of anywhere now. Being proactive and thinking about using a giant canopy that's about 40 inches or 40 feet bigger than what the ice would be, keeping it air conditioned that's brilliant to just have that set up already, because again, this is the second game this year that they've done outdoors in Florida. So they're proving we can put a rink anywhere. And I mean, hell, 10 years ago they put one in LA, or I'm sorry, San Diego. Like, San Diego doesn't exactly get down to the weather we get here in New England.
New England,
So
yeah. I will say though, they did pick a very interesting time to do it because Yanni Gordy, the Lightning center, was saying last week it was 80 degrees or something, and this week it might be snowing at some point.
yeah,
Their expected temperatures today in Florida to dip below 40 degrees. So I don't think they're gonna have to worry too much about trying to keep the ice cold.
the hockey gods are in fact looking down on the state of Florida and say, "Hey, you're gonna have an outdoor game. Here's what it feels like."
Right, oh, dude, honestly. And I mean, the game time temperature for the Winter Classic was 63.1 degrees. That took place on January 2nd, making it the warmest Winter Classic and the second warmest outdoor NHL game in history, behind the 2016 Stadium Series that happened at Coors Field in Denver, which was 65 degrees.
Yeah.
So, but for it to be down to 40 in Florida, I'd be pissed because, like,
Well, yeah.
we live in New England. If I'm traveling all the way down to Florida, I want shorts and a t-shirt.
Well, so Tampa is significantly farther north than Miami is. So it's like the temperature, like the actual temperature wise, it's a lot different. Because
Yeah.
my grandmother lives in the Tampa-ish area of Florida, and they can get some decently cold weather.
Yeah, well, and John Cooper, the Lightning coach, was saying it's crazy because he thinks last February 1st, it was 81 degrees in Tampa.
Yeah.
This is literally 40 something degrees colder. But all the Bruins players like Charlie McAvoy are like, hey, let it snow. We're used to the cold
Yeah,
weather. Bring it
they
out.
play
We're
in
going to
Boston
smoke
through the
them.
winter. They don't
Yeah,
give
they're
a
like, we're
fuck.
going to smoke these guys. They're going to show up
Like
in their
this,
sandals and flip flops and won't know what hit them.
yeah, they're not gonna know at all. Because I mean, it's like 19 degrees here right now, and I'm like 2 hours. You and I are both equally like 2 hours from Boston.
Yeah.
It's
So
like
it's
19 right now outside.
right, which I hate to say it because of how cold it is with there being no humidity. It's kind of comfortable, which is weird.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. My sister said it was cold today, and I walked outside. I was like, not that bad.
No, it's
Not that
it's all about
bad.
humidity. Humidity is the biggest factor.
Yeah, literally.
But speaking of crazy outdoor arenas, Chris was talking to me about something right before the stream that kind of shocked my mind. What do you got, Chris?
Oh my god, the fact that Penn State played an outdoor game in Beaver Stadium with a crowd of 74,575 people.
Now, to put that into perspective, the Stadium Series, which is taking place today between Tampa Bay Lightning and the Boston Bruins, the stadium has a seat capacity of 65,000.
They packed 9 to almost 10,000 more people into Beaver Stadium for this game. And unfortunately, Nittany Lions fans, why Penn State, why do you have to have such a crazy mascot name? The Nittany Lions did not end up winning that game. They lost 5-4 in overtime to Michigan State. But projected number 1 overall pick, Gavin McKenna, had himself a fucking game with a goal and 2 assists. I think it's awesome that we're seeing college games outdoor more and more every year. I think there was one last year as well. I don't remember. But dude, we saw it in the World Juniors. We're seeing it in college. Gavin McKenna's a freak, bro.
Oh, dude.
This kid's
I
a
mean,
monster.
he's 18 years old and he's third among the NCAA freshmen with 32 points. That's 11 goals and 21 assists in 24 games. His average is 1.33 points per game and is ranked 11th among the NCAA players. He's number 1 on the NHL Central Scouting midterm ranking of North America skaters and will likely be playing in the NHL this time next season. So expect him in what, 3 months when drafts come around to get picked up quick.
Oh, yeah, he'll get, that's why I say projected number 1 overall pick. The kid is a monster.
And I mean, you know what though? Like, it's crazy because he's from Whitehorse, Yukon. So he's from like North Canada.
Oh yeah. And what's crazy is this is also his first year playing in the NCAA. He spent the last 3 years playing in the CHL, 133 games in the CHL, 79 goals, 165 assists. He's like
Disgusting.
averaging more than an assist a game. He's averaging at least 2 points a game and only 40 penalty minutes.
Dude, imagine how loud that stadium got with 74,000 people there.
Oh yeah. And I mean, you think that stadium rocks like crazy when it comes to like Penn State football games. Just imagine what that felt like for a hockey,
Right.
because that's nuts.
The neighbors to the stadium are like, "Damn it, I thought we were getting a break from this noise."
He is not leading his team in goals, but very much so in assists. He's takes more shots than pretty much almost anyone. A plus minus of 0, which is great.
Fantastic.
He's averaging 3 points per game, which is crazy. I mean, this kid's a beast. So shout out to Penn State for supporting the shit out of your team, even though they lost. And 5-4 is a high game. That's a very high scoring game.
And it went to overtime though. So you know what though? If you're gonna lose, don't do it in regulation, you know? Because as a fan, if you lose in regulation, you're like, well, that sucks. But if you lose in like overtime or a shootout, you're like, hey, we were so close. Like you're not as pissed off
Yeah.
walking away from a lose that's, you know, in OT as opposed to regulation. Did you see Troy Terry could return tonight?
I did. I heard about that. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's good.
That was posted an hour ago on NHL.com.
That's very good, because with how many injuries are kind of coming up with players on the US team,
Yeah.
maybe Troy Terry can weasel his way in. Which, speaking of that sort of injuries, this is a perfect tie-in to Thursday night. New Jersey Devils center Jack Hughes left because of an apparent injury. Coach Sheldon Keefe said it was a lower body injury and that Hughes would be reevaluated Friday, but that he did not believe it was serious. The Devils rallied to beat the Predators 3-2 in overtime. This is coming off of the fact that he missed 5 weeks already in the season.
Because he hurt his finger at dinner.
Yeah, we don't know how the fuck that even happened, but I mean, this is also, we're what, 10 days away from the Olympics?
Well, and here's the thing though. This article was posted on Thursday. Friday he was reevaluated. He didn't play Saturday against Ottawa.
That's true.
So this might be something worse. I mean, he's currently listed right now on his NHL profile as day-to-day. The team hasn't released any updates, but with him not playing on Saturday and him still being listed as day-to-day, there's a chance that he may miss one of the biggest opportunities of his career, not get to go to the Olympics.
Or is he day-to-day because they want to make sure he is good to go for the Olympics?
They could.
You know?
But it's crazy to think, though, because it's like the Olympics are just like the fun. You know? It's like this is kind of like a side project to what you get paid to do, and like the company that's investing millions of dollars into you. You know? Like, I hate to say it, what happens to him if he goes to the Olympics and they win?
What do you mean?
Like, it only makes him cost more as a player. You know what I mean?
Not necessarily. Because teams don't take that into account during contract negotiations.
No, but the fans do, because the fans will be like, "Yeah, well, we have Jack Hughes as a gold star Olympian on our team," you know. So you do have that kind of pressure from the fans.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't believe that the teams give a shit.
And that's what I'm saying, though, is if the teams
Yeah.
don't give a shit, why put him on day to day to guarantee him to be comfortable to go to the Olympics when they're like, yeah, you know what, that's not anything you need to worry about because we own your ass.
Yeah, but I don't think it's any sort of malicious intent in that scenario, especially considering the NHL as a whole understands the significance. And if there's a team out there that is like against their player representing their team, with like in a way representing their team in the Olympics as well, like everyone understands the significance of it. So I don't think it would come down to a situation where they look at it as more of a business sense as opposed to, no, I'm
Right.
okay with keeping them out. Like, they're in a situation anyway where they're they're on this they're on this thing where they're not really a playoff team right now. So if I'm the Devils,
Right.
I'm okay with keeping Jack out, even if it is for a couple days. Obviously, by now, if it were significant enough, we would know like if they had a plan in place to replace him. Um, but I mean, again, this is the downfall of having the NHL players in the Olympics because they're playing right up until.
Yep.
So
I
it's
mean,
like
we saw it last year with Four Nations too. I mean, look at how many players came out of Four Nations with injuries that lasted either
injuries.
the rest of the season or carried over to the next season if you're
Yeah,
Chuck, you know?
I said we haven't seen Matthew really at all yet this year. I don't believe.
Nope. I mean, he came back 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago to play a few games, but it's not enough to really help Ottawa since they're still bottom of the barrel.
Oh yeah, yeah. We haven't seen Brady's played a little bit, but I don't believe Matthew has played at all this year.
So
I could be
I
wrong,
don't know.
but yeah, I think it's a something to pay attention to for sure. Because you never really know. You never really know. So, oh, that's right. Matthew is back. Matthew has played 7 games for the Panthers.
Yeah, I was just say I thought he's been back for at least a few weeks. Because he had to
Yeah, he's
make
played
show
7 games.
he had to make show with his team before going to the Olympics.
I
Um,
think you feel a lot deeper about this than everybody else does when it comes to the injury thing.
I do. I feel like I look too far into it.
Yeah, it's like, bro, it is not that deep, dog.
It's a conspiracy theory. It's all conspiracy theories.
It's all a
Every
conspiracy.
everything is conspiracy theories.
You sound like Fillmore from Cars. They're feeding us a bunch of lies,
I feel
man.
like they could be. You don't know.
Bro, it's hockey. These
And
motherfuckers want to play. That's why I love when people are like, "Oh yeah, no, all sports are rigged." You ever talk to a hockey player? Money isn't what motivates them. They don't play a lot longer than they're supposed to for the money.
right. It's solely for the
Um,
money.
yeah, but I mean, look at guys like Yarmir Yager, who is still playing because he loves hockey.
Alex Ovechkin.
Ovi, yeah, Ovi
He's
at this point is playing because he loves hockey, and he doesn't
he's
know what
gonna
the fuck
he's
else to do with himself.
he's gonna die on that ice.
Literally, he's gonna play until he's 85.
Yep. No, I feel it. It's something about that Russian genetics. He's gonna last
Well,
forever as long as he stays cold.
yeah, at this point, fucking. I mean, yeah. You think about players who have had a 19-year career. We're about to
Buzz
talk about
Crosby.
one of them who just did something pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Because it's
And my favorite team to say because I always fuck it up.
because if you think back 19 years ago, number 1 overall draft pick Patrick Kane. Well, among a lengthy career at at this point in his career, you expect him to just, be winding it down. But he goes, nah, no, because he tied, or I'm sorry, he passed Mike Modano with an assist for his 1,375th point on Thursday night with the Detroit Red Wings to become the number 1 US born player in points in league history. Obviously, everybody knows Patty is considered probably the greatest American to ever play in the NHL. Uh, Passing someone the level of Mike Modano is, you know, everything. That's a
Well,
huge, huge thing.
absolutely. Well, and it's crazy to think about how long it took And that when you think about like that number compared to some of the other numbers that we talk about on the Weekend Whistle and the Pucked Up podcast, um, it doesn't seem like 1,375 points is a lot. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah,
because like again, go back to Ovechkin. He has over 900 goals right now.
which is nuts.
Goals. He's almost beaten this guy in goals. You know?
Yeah.
Um, but it just goes to show the level of skill and how players are developing that like that 1,300 points, that was a hard fought battle. He worked hard a long time to get that. So shout out to Patrick Kane.
Oh, dude, and you think Mike Modano played 1,500 career games,
Yeah.
like, and he retired. You think um Patty got drafted in 2007. Madonna played until 2011. So like he had set that mark and was continuing to hit that. So it took for what 14 years, 15 years for someone to take that
Well, and some really good seasons. I mean, think about it because Patrick Kane, he did help the Blackhawks win the Stanley Cup 3 times from
three
2010 to
times.
2015 as the co-headliner for one of the most successful runs in the league's salary cap era. You know, I mean, he did so much those 3 years that the Blackhawks went to the Stanley Cup. Like that helped
And
him, you
that
know?
team through the 2010s was nasty. I mean, you think you had Patrick Kane, Jonathan Taves, Brent Seabrook, Duncan Keith. That
Yeah.
team was fucking loaded. When Crawford was good. And that's towards the end of his career when he was terrible. But I mean, Patrick Kane is, in my opinion, and I have said this for years, the best American to ever play in the NHL. Obviously, I think there's a chance that could change in the next, 20 years. We have another kid come out of nowhere, and just light it up. I mean, hell, who's to say that by the time it's all said and done, Austin Matthews doesn't take that record over,
No, yeah, no, I mean, and
like
it's doable, you know. I mean, he's got a lot left on him. It's just crazy to think that Patrick Kane is 37 years old, you know, and that's the one thing that always fascinates me so much about this sport is you have 18-year-olds playing against 40-year-olds.
yeah,
You know, what other sport do you really get that level of age gap happen when
baseball.
but like think about it, like
That's it.
something that's as hard physically as hockey, you know?
Yeah.
Not saying baseball's not a hard sport, but you hit the ball, you run around, that's it. Then you wait until the next inning or to the next time you get to hit the ball. You're not on the ice for 1 to 4 minute shifts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's you're on the ice for 45 seconds to 2 minutes at maximum.
Yeah.
Um I mean, you want to put something into perspective, right? You said how it doesn't feel like 1,300 career points is a lot. I mean, it is a lot, but in the grand scheme of numbers, where would you think Patrick Kane is on the all-time points list?
On the all-time points list in like the history of the NHL,
Yeah. Where do you think 1375 puts him?
probably I would say top 40 players.
Top 40, yes. To narrow it down, he is 27th.
Okay.
To put a vast gap on how high to get into the top 10, you have to have 1,669 points.
Damn.
And if you want the top spot, well, you better average 300 points a season because Wayne Gretzky has 2,857 points. If
Wow,
Gretz played for
dude.
2 more seasons, he's already the only player to ever have 2,000. No other player has 2,000 career points. But if he had kept going 1 or 2 more seasons, probably could have
Dude.
hit 3,000.
Dude, can you imagine? That would be quite the feat to chase.
Oh my god, it'd be untouchable.
But
And I
like
mean,
think about Gretzky's era versus the era that we're in now, right? Like I feel like Gretzky was able to do that because being a standalone player, like a standout player, it was few and far between. You know, you had some greats, but there wasn't like, you know, you look at like look at Colorado. Everyone on their team has 20 plus points this season.
Yeah,
You
it
know?
was
So it's like you have a whole team full of people that are hungry and chasing that. Where back during like when Gretzky played, you had a whole team, but they knew that if you were the top player, they were gonna send you the puck because you could get the points, and that's how they wanted to win, you
I
know?
mean, not necessarily, because you think about some of the players that what he played on teams with. I mean, Mark Messier, you had Paul Coffey, you had think back to even when he was in St. Louis, he played with Brett Hull. Like he
Right.
played with big names, and in the 80s there were mega stars. The league was kind of full of them. But it's different now because of athletes are so different now. People are better than we've ever seen, and everyone is that good.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely. And it's just, I mean, shout out to Patrick Kane because this is a huge feat in itself. You know, it's
Patrick Kane
great for,
has been that superstar for the
and
last
it's
15 years.
yeah, and this is great for the American hockey programs because it shows that, you know, America's putting out really good players. Because for a long time, hockey's been dominated by Canadians and Europeans.
Oh yeah. Um,
You know,
you want to know where Sidney Crosby ranks on the all-time points list?
if you said, I mean, he's got to be within the top 10.
He's in the top 10.
Okay, I would say 7.
You are close. He is 8th. He
Damn
is
it!
10 points away from 7th place, which is Steve Yzerman with 700 or 1,771 points.
Again,
Uh,
another old name.
oh, I'm sorry. That's Marcel Dion in 6th. Steve Yzerman had 1,755. Crosby is 1,745. If you go down to number 9, it's Penguins legend Mario Lemieux,
Yep.
1723. And then 10th place is Alex Ovechkin with 1,669 points.
And the only reason that
Um,
Crosby's beaten him is because of assists. Because
Crosby is a
Crosby's
way better
nasty.
passer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crosby is a way better passer. But
So
I mean, if you
where
look at career assists, Crosby would have to go fucking crazy for the next 9 years to touch Gretzky.
oh, absolutely.
Gretzky is at 1,963.
Well, and that's the thing too, is like I mean, Crosby's getting towards the end, like Ovi as well. They're getting towards the end of their career where it's like, you know, find the thing you want to stand out for the most and work on that because you're not going to be able to touch Gretzky and everything.
I mean, yeah, but also think about Crosby is also having a career year at
Oh,
38
absolutely is.
years old. He's got 27 goals, 31 assists this season. It at in 53 games at 38.
It's disgusting.
I
He's been
mean,
doing fantastic.
dude, he popped the fuck. He had 91 points last year. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, we love to see teams, and we love to see players get recognition when they've earned that recognition. And
Absolutely.
by far, we're all very happy that Patrick Kane was born in the U.S.,
Well,
especially
some
when
of
he
us.
during those Olympics games, man.
Some of us are, I guess.
Well, fucking should be on the Canadian team.
So, with that being said, let's kick it over to the standard update for February because holy shit, we are done January. First month of 2026 has
January's
come and
over.
gone.
Yeah,
And where the hell did those 31 days go? I have no idea. So if you know, please tell me in the comments down below.
part of them
Um,
were COVID ridden for me.
that's true because you were sick for like 47 days.
Dude, I've been sick 3 times since Christmas. It's never happened to me.
That's wild, dude. Um, so with the stand-ins, we're gonna do it as always. I'll start with the Eastern Conference, and in the Atlantic Division, we have the Tampa Bay Lightning at 72 points, followed by the Detroit Red Wings at 70 points, and the Montreal Canadiens at 69 points. Huge shout out to the Tampa Bay Lightning. In these top 3 teams in the Atlantic Division, they have a goal differential of plus 52. That stands out because the Detroit Red Wings are at a goal differential of 0,
They do
and
not
the
have one.
Canadiens are plus 9. That is such a huge friggin' number.
Well, what's been helpful is Vasilevsky's been healthy just about all season for Tampa, and they're what 8-1-1 in their last 10.
Yeah. Over to the Metropolitan Division, we have the Carolina Hurricanes at 72 points, followed by the Pittsburgh Penguins at 67 and the New York Islanders at 65. Notably, the Carolina Hurricanes have a goal differential of plus 30, and quite a lead compared to the Atlantic Division, where the Atlantic Division is really like cutthroat right now.
Yeah.
Especially with the top 3 teams. When you get to the bottom 3 teams, there's a lot of space between them.
But I mean, Pittsburgh's also on a 6-game winning streak, so like
Right.
they've put Carolina was a lot farther out ahead, like a month ago, and then
Right.
Pittsburgh has just the Penguins are on one right now.
But that seems to be common because when we get over to the Western Division or the Western Conference, Carolina's not the only team that's had their brakes pumped. I do want to give to put in some light that right now in the Atlantic Division, the top 3 teams are 72 points, 70, and 69 points. The bottom 3 teams, Florida Panthers, Ottawa Senators, and Toronto Maple Leafs, all at 59 points. There is a huge 10-point difference between them and a playoff spot. That is absolutely wild, and I don't think that they have it in them to catch it. Where if you go to the Metropolitan, it's even scarier because you have the Carolina Hurricanes at 72, 67, and 65 points, and then the bottom 3 teams there are the Philadelphia Flyers 58, the New Jersey Devils at 58, and the New York Rangers notably at 50.
One of the worst teams in the league.
I don't know. I mean, what the hell is going on over there? Yikes! I wouldn't want to be over there. Chris, what's the Western Conference look like?
I mean, even as you look into the wild card for Eastern Conference, I mean, the Sabres and the Bruins hold them both, and then it's a 6-point gap between the Blue Jackets and Caps for that
Oh yeah.
spot. So it's
Oh yeah.
it's
I mean,
yeah.
those bottom 7 teams in the wild card in the East need to eat their Wheaties and get some rest during the next 2.5-week
They're
break
figured out.
and
Yeah.
do some soul searching. I know that there was rumors yesterday while I was watching the Leafs game that the Leafs are about to sell off a lot of their assets, as far as like their trade positions and stuff like that to try to pick up a
Just
lot of
giving
good
up.
players. Well, they're from what it sounds like the Leafs are going to be doing a whole friggin' restructure when they come back from the Olympic break and have that 2.5-week period before the trade deadline. Like I'm telling you guys this now, mark my words, we are going to see shit fly off the shelves for these bottom teams during the 2 weeks before the trade deadline. Players and teams are going to be making some massive moves to secure a potential spot for the last half of the season.
Oh yeah.
The last 30
Oh yeah.
games. Cuz it's not over. You just got to find something for those last 30 games that we have. I mean, some of these teams have only 27 games left.
Oh yeah. Going to the Western Conference as we expect. In the Central Division, the Colorado Avalanche lead the way with 81 points, followed by the Minnesota Wild at 74 and the Dallas Stars at 73. Going to the Pacific Division, the Vegas Golden Knights lead with 64 points and are tied currently with the Edmonton Oilers at that mark. Third place is the Seattle Kraken with 61 points. Looking at the wild card here, the Utah Mammoth have 60 points and the LA Kings have 59. So do the Ducks, who are right outside of the playoffs at 59, with the next closest being the San Jose Sharks at 58. Now, I want to talk about the month of January and the Colorado Avalanche because it wasn't exactly the best to them.
Nope.
They are 4-4-2 in their last fucking 10 games. Meaning out of 10 games, you've managed to salvage 18 points.
Yep. Yeah, they slowed down hard. I mean, Minnesota and the Dallas
Or I
have
guess
been able to
10 points rather.
well, so Minnesota and Dallas have been able to close that point gap massively.
Significantly.
Somehow Colorado's been able to hold on to their goal differential, only losing 6. They went from plus 80 to plus 74. So they're still killing it goal differential. But they slowed down on points heavily. I mean, we were expecting them to be already at like 93 plus points right now.
Oh yeah. But in the last 10 games to only salvage 10 of 20 possible points.
Mm-hmm.
And you only got 10 points because of 2 fucking overtime losses.
Yep.
And they're 1-5 in a shootout. Anaheim beat them last week in a shootout.
The Maple Leafs beat them in overtime.
Yeah, like they are not good when it comes to any sort of post
3-on-3
play. Yeah. It's shocking to see that. Also, how vulnerable is the Pacific Division if by far the lowest scoring points teams, like by far, it's not even close. Think of it this way. The third place team in the Metro, if you are in the Pacific Division with your points, you wouldn't even crack the top 3 in the Metropolitan Division.
Right.
Like, what is happening? Is it because everyone's so closely contested? What is it in the Pacific Division that's causing that? Because I mean, when your two wild cards are 60 and 59 points, plus like, how bad do you have to be in the fucking, if you are not like in the top 3 in that Central Division, you have no fucking shot. There is a 13-point discrepancy between 3rd and 4th in the Central alone.
Right. I mean, you look at it like in the Central Division alone, right? Winnipeg Jets, Chicago Blackhawks, and especially the St. Louis Blues. The season's over for them. They don't have a snowball's chance in hell of doing anything.
Yeah.
These are 3 teams that we're going to see a lot of big plays coming from before the trade deadline. And then you kick it over to the Pacific Division, and you have Calgary Flames and the Vancouver Canucks. Their season's over. Give up. Yeah. I mean, Vancouver Canucks have a point percentage of .382.
Yeah. That's terrible. You've played 55 games and you're not even averaging a point per game at this point.
Right.
Not even averaging a point per game.
I mean, they're 18, 31, and 6. They've lost 31 games in regulation.
Makes you wonder, makes you scratch your head as to why Quinn Hughes wanted out of Vancouver, huh?
No big shock there. At a goal differential of negative 54. Notably tied with the St. Louis Blues. And their goalie's going to the fucking Olympics. Only because of the coach.
Which is mind-blowing.
Only because of the coach. That is the only reason, is because the Blues coach is the coach for the Canadian team. Someone's greasing someone's wheels in that deal.
You could have had a fucking stud of a goaltender from Colorado, but we have Jordan Binnington instead, I guess. Yeah, either one, Wedgwood or Blackwood. Guess what? They're both having career fucking seasons, so I don't, what do we know? What do we know?
Nothing, apparently.
I'm interested to see how. I wonder if maybe the All-Star break, or not the All-Star break, but the Olympic break is going to be that one thing that just kind of helps Colorado be like, all right, let's regroup.
Yep.
We're going to be sending a couple players out. That's fine. Let's regroup. Maybe that'll help rejuvenate some stuff and they'll feel better, get back into themselves. Maybe that's what they need. But yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on in Colorado. It's not great though.
Nope. And it's scary. And I mean, you understand this because the Ducks were riding a high.
Yeah, and then
And
December hit, and we could not
once they
win a fucking
tripped,
game.
yeah, and once they tripped once to recover that momentum, incredibly difficult.
And then January, they went on a 7-game win streak.
So, yeah, this is going to be an interesting 2 weeks because we're going to get crazy moments of the Olympics, which is going to be wild, and I can't fucking wait. And then
Oh,
we're
yeah,
going
the
to come
Olympics
back
gonna
to
be lit.
some crazy wild trades, and then we have the rest of the season to kind of hang out.
And this is where we're gonna see who's for real and who isn't for real. You know.
Absolutely.
So rounding out the show like we normally do, Maul, I'm gonna turn it over to you.
It's now time for everyone's favorite segment, well, mine specifically, the Swiss cheese of the week. And I promise that one day, I will be able to convince Chris or someone, if you're an editor, please let me know, to edit that in to do it because I think that would be really cool. But this week, we are given the honorable mention of Swiss cheese of the week to none other than Adin Hill of the Vegas Golden Knights, who in 2 games gave up 11 goals, and they were both losses for his team. He had a goals against average of 5.32. It was very close. We almost gave it to Joseph Wall, who also gave up 11 goals. But Mr. Wall played 55 more minutes, had 3 total games played, and had a win. So, Adin, congratulations. It is your hat this week, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, it's not exactly been a great season so far for Mr. Hill. I mean, he's only played 10 games this year. He has 3 wins and 2 losses. I mean, he really hasn't like stayed in a lot of games, but he's got a goals against average of 3.56. So it's not going well. I mean, he gave up 5 to Toronto on the 15th. On the 19th, he gave up 2 to Philly, gave up 3 on the 23rd to Toronto. The 25th, he gave up 7 to Ottawa, played Dallas on the 29th, gave up 4. So it's not been the hottest of starts for someone who has been injured a bit of the time this year. Dude, Adin, what happened, brother? You carried this team to a Stanley Cup like a couple years ago.
And he was part of the Canadian team winning 4 Nations last year.
Yeah, so, bro, rough year for Mr. Adin. I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been worse, but
now, do
it
you think
wasn't.
do you think that that's also because that he doesn't really have a backup goalie right now because his backup goalie's kind of out on injury?
They've had it's been goalie roulette over in Vegas for years now. They don't know what the fuck they want. They had so many after they won the Stanley Cup, and then they just traded them all away. It's like, well, that seems stupid, didn't it?
Yeah, right.
You know, but what do I know? You know,
Nothing apparently. So congratulations,
clearly,
Adin
yeah.
Hill. You are this week's Swiss cheese of the week, buddy.
Indeed. Also, instead of me editing for you to do this, just like learn the cadence of the one that I make, so you can just like, you know, instead of making me do it again, just learn the cadence.
Swiss cheese of the week.
I think that's how it goes. I don't remember. I'll have to look. I don't know.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
One of these days we'll figure it out. Yeah.
It'll happen.
On that note, I want to say thank you to everyone who watched this video. I'm excited to see the Olympics.
Me too. Go Team Canada. Canada.
Shout out to the NHL during the Stadium Series buildup when they were talking about building the arena and just threw shade at.
Oh my god, so much shade because they did 2 outdoor arenas in less than a couple weeks, and Italy couldn't figure shit out. So
yeah, bro. Italy is never hosting another fucking Winter Olympics again.
No, they're definitely getting shit for this one.
Oh god, yeah. Well, as always, make sure you like and subscribe, notification bell, and let you know anytime we upload any new videos. Let us know in the comments if you think that this rough January for Colorado is a thing we're gonna see more of, or do you think they'll turn it around after the break? You can find all of our socials in the descriptions down below. And we will see you guys next time.